Hi everyone, I'm Sunny, and today's pick a card reading is a celebrity crush reading. It's going to be specifically aimed for your favorite music artist, so think of a specific artist. If you have a crush on, like, let's say a group, whether it's female or male, try to specifically channel one or maybe two or three because I have three piles. So, take your time if you need it. So I will start with the first one. Remember to stop the video and pause it and feel out your energies and then select the pile of choice that you want in the description. So pile number 1. I don't know, should I move these? Maybe I should. There you go. I didn't move them in case you're wondering. They just kind of went up. So, nope. Hold on. Give me a second. My fingers are very, I think I have butterfingers today because they keep moving things. So, pile number 1. Think of your specific celebrity crush, and this is your cards. So, sorry, I was putting lotion because I think my hands are dry. I'm gonna place your celebrity crush, your music celebrity crush, on the left side, and then you will be on the right side, and the middle is the filling, right? So, left side is 10 of Swords upright. Well, actually, sorry, not 10, 9. Why did I say 10? 9 of Swords upright. The next card is the Queen of Wands upright. And the last card I have is the Lovers upright. So, give me a second. Just give me a second. I think I should just drink water because I think I'm going to get a dry throat. So, pile number 1. You're being represented by the Lovers, which I expect sometimes the softer ones to be towards the right. Mostly because, of course, you have a lot of love and endearment for your celebrity crush, right? Obviously, if you didn't like them, you wouldn't choose them. So you're represented by the Lovers. I think you are very accepting of who they are. I think you're enamored by what you've seen, maybe in concerts or maybe through videos, right? Or even the production of things or songwriting or like segments where they are performing. It feels like you really love to view them. Maybe I should just censor these a little bit more. Maybe you just like to view them in their own how I want to say, like, special place where they feel comfortable, where they're thriving. It feels like they're the kind of person who I think you're very attracted to them because they are in love with their work. They're in love with their creative space. They're in love with life, right? They're not like lifestyle, but you're in love with the fact that they are very dedicated to their art form, right? And then with them, I feel so bad for them, but with the 9 of Wands, it doesn't seem like they're too happy about where they're at. I think they have a lot of mental health struggles, and maybe they can't say what they really want to say because they have to kind of clean up. I think that maybe their PR team or their managers kind of have to polish this person up, right? Just so that they're perfect. I think every artist or anybody in the public sphere tends to be polished, tends to be a little bit more clean cut, for the most part, not everybody, but they tend to kind of want to clean up after their messes as much as possible because they are a product. They treat them like products. They're the people that make the money, and if the person's not making the money, then they get cut too. So they have to take care of their merchandise. And that's how it feels like they treat this person. This person does feel like that's what they are. They don't feel like they're being treated like humans necessarily. Like, not humans, but kindly and considerate. With the Queen of Wands, it just feels to me that they tend to be very protective of themselves, and they can be a little bit maybe icy because they have to continue this kind of work. So they're a great performer. People love them, but it does feel like this person is going through a lot, and they're not happy. I think this moment they maybe had some disappointments, they were let down by people, maybe they have betrayals. It feels like maybe there's a lot of manipulation behind the scenes, but I don't think there's so much behind the scenes because I feel definitely that this person gets told a lot of mean things up front or online, or they get a lot of hate, and it gets to them. Very opinionated people get to them. Sorry, my allergies are acting up, but it does feel like they're doing their best that they can. But it feels like it's taking a toll on them a lot, because I think they kind of cry at home, they cry in the downtime, behind the scenes. Like, as soon as they're done performing, I feel like they just vent because they feel alone. I think there's not many people that they can confide in, and it just feels like I think maybe that's why you are more kindly to them and compassionate, because you have a soft spot for them, because you know that they're going through hell. I think it's kind of funny that even though there's a lot of distance between you and the fans, if you were an artist, you kind of know that you can't BS them, right? You can't fool people all the time. I think people, especially now when they're being recorded all the time, it's kind of hard to kind of put that away, and people can read through the lines, or they kind of obsess to the fact that they can read through the artist, that they know that they're not having a good time. They know they're not performing like they usually are, and this person's going through a lot, so it feels like you can read through them, but you're also kind of being very loving and supporting. That's what it feels like. You're a very supportive person, pile number 1. But it does feel like this person has to endure a lot of battles on their own, and with this Queen of Wands, it just feels like they stand on their own. I don't think they're wanting to put someone, it just doesn't feel like there's someone who wants to rely on others because they know they can't trust them. It just feels like someone that, I'm independent because I have to be. I want to, but I'm doing it because it's like my way of self-preservation. So they have to I feel like they're kind of maturing and stepping up to the level where they can be the Queen of Wands, so long as I just feel there's a lot of manipulation here. So I don't know if they're manipulating their public or they're being manipulated themselves, and they wisen up and then they turn the tables and they kind of, get the reins of their own persona, I guess, public persona, and it just feels like they have to become this Queen of Wands, someone that's willing to do anything to still remain in power and in dignity, there you go. So it feels like this person's going through a lot. I'm hoping this person's almost ending this phase, but that's what's going on with them, your specific celebrity crush. I think that you would love to give them like love and affection through open arms, but it just feels like it's not enough for them. I think it just feels like they put those boundaries up for them. It just feels like this person doesn't know whether to trust people really like them for who they are, or because they're putting a certain things out there creatively, and they just assume that people only like them because of that. That's what it feels like with this one. So thank you, pile 1. If you want to know whether they would accept your love or not, I have a confirmation card. You have the 8 of Cups upright for your confirmation, so this is a yes, they would, but it feels like they would have to walk away from something, or maybe turn their backs on maybe people that they rely on. So I don't know if that's something they would willingly do right away, or if they want to. It just feels like they would put up a good fight because they're very stubborn, which is interesting, but you do with that what you will. And now pile number 2, you guys have the Death card upright, 2 of Cups upright, and your last card is the 7 of Wands upright. So pile number 2, let me just center it, sorry, hold on, give me a second, there. So pile number 2, there. I just like the very bright pattern on the background. I just can't help that I want to actually center them when I really don't do that much. I do a terrible job at centering. So pile number 2, your celebrity crush that's a musician is on the left side. The feeling is in the middle, and then you would be represented by the left side. So focusing on you, I think you would have to have a lot of competition, because this person is very magnetic and well liked. It's like, I feel like they're the kind of person that the specific celebrity crush you're thinking about that's a musician is either people love him or hate him. They're that type of person where, what's that word I'm trying to say? Not revolutionary, but they're, I can't think, I lost the word, but it's more or less like that, where they're like either people love him or hate him, there's no in between. So it feels like that. Of course, I feel that you obviously love him. You're on the I love him on the love him side. Obviously, you wouldn't be here because, you know, yeah. With the Seven of Wands upright, I feel like you would have to really either you would fight off other competition because a lot of people are interested, or you would also fight off. I think it's both though, where you would fight off attention. You would try your best to compete for their affection and their interest, but I think you would also fend off. I think it's offending. Am I saying it right? Are you trying to fend off haters for them? Because you're like, no, this person's great. Stop talking. Like, don't do that to them. Like, they're human too. Like, it just feels like you would also be the person who would try to maybe troll their trolls, or maybe just stop that, or stop the hate train. It just feels like, yes, you would compete with your people that love them, but you would also compete with the people that hate them. So it feels like you're very restless. I think you would be very restless in this situation, which is interesting. I feel so bad for you. not like pity you, but like, oh, that seems like a lot of work. I don't know if I would be up for that, but with the Two of Cups in the middle, it does feel like you would. I think you would mesh well with this person. This musician and you would mesh well. There would be a lot of communication. I think you would be talking about maybe your side creative projects, and you would find interest in that, or the fact that you guys have very similar likes to things that you like to do with hobbies on your spare time, or maybe jam out. It just feels like you guys have hobbies and things that you can relate to, that you guys would open up that conversation with, and they can probably lower their guard a bit, which is interesting. But yeah, I think communication is a big key here. Maybe you guys would talk. Maybe you guys would slide in their DMs or something, because it's still plausible that some people slide into very well-known people's DMs, and they make conversation and they show interest, and then they kind of meet up and, you know, hang out. It can be like that too. But it feels so much more that you guys kind of communicate in person more than you do online. But there's still a possibility, right? You guys can talk on the phone too, you know, FaceTime. But it feels like you guys are kind of just, I feel like maybe you guys go out for like a coffee drink, or maybe you guys go meet up for after hours at a bar to get some drinks and just talk about, you know, your emotions and just let it out. Or like what kind of things you guys do on your day-to-days. I think you're just trying to get to know each other like as people first. But they do seem they're very transformational people, magnetic, so maybe that's why there's some amount of intimidation from this. I don't know if you feel intimidated by this person because they are in the public sphere, and I feel like you feel that they are surrounded by wealthy people, well-connected people, beautiful people, just the ease, like there's such, I get like a Rahu energy with this, where they have such ease and access to so many things that they could desire. If they desire it, they could achieve it, they could get it within their whims, right, within their reach, at a whim. There you go. So it feels like maybe you feel that you can't offer them those kinds of things. Not saying that they all have to be materialistic, but you can't go entice them other than by love. Maybe love isn't something that's easily accessible to them, because they have to use their discernment to see if this is really something that's true and a facade, or if it's just a facade that, you know, the entertainment business has brought to them. Because, you know, sometimes they could have like public, you know how some people have like public stunts, I think publicity stunts, there you go, when they, you know, put together two artists or something just so that they can be seen together and they get more pictures taken and more, you know, media circulation of them. It could be like that. And that's why I think they might have a preference for meeting people that are not like that. They don't mind if they love where they're at, but it feels to me more so that they don't necessarily prefer to date other well-known people, not because there's competition, it has more to do so with the genuine connection that they want to form, and it does feel like you could be a great potential for that. Not saying that it'll work out, but it'll definitely be a great potential if you get to know this person. But it does feel like you would have to really, really be competitive, and like you would feel restless. I don't know if your mind is up for it, but it feels like you have a lot of energy for it. So it does seem to me that you can be game. So if this resonates, great for you. But I do feel like maybe you're on the younger side, and that's why you're okay with that. Or maybe you hold up so much affection towards this person that I don't think you mind fighting for your love. If it means like not paying attention to people that make up rumors about them, not being a jealous person, it feels like you could be okay. And like not trying to control them. It feels like you would do great. If you're not the person that's trying to control them and have like this codependency with them, it can work out. But if you are, it's just not going to work out. They need transformational experiences, and you having control over them is just going to make it worse and become very toxic. That's what it can lead to. There's two sides to this where it can be very positive, but it can also be negative. Let's not ignore that. Or maybe if at its worst, you can be constantly bickering with this person and trying to control this person, and then this person can also try to be like that with you and be possessive, like just because there's like at its worst, because you don't know what a proper relationship from both sides could be like, because you have very different dynamics and experiences, or not enough experience, or not enough healthy experiences. And it seems to me that that can be the worst case. And a best case, you guys can teach each other what it's like to be in a positive, healthy relationship if you can ignore outside sources, right? Things like that. But you would have to be someone that would have to be constantly like on alert, if that makes sense. Alert for the good guys, the bad guys, and everybody else. It's like you and me against the world kind of situation. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I will start with the next pile. Pile number 3. You guys are my last pile. So you guys have the 4 of Cups upright. Four of Pentacles upright. And the 9 of Pentacles upright. You would be represented by the 9 of Pentacles on the right side, and then your celebrity musician crush, will be represented by the left side, and the middle is the filling. So your celebrity musician would well, first off, I think you both have strong it feels like you guys are very earthy. Left side with him with the 4 of Cups. Look at how much green he's surrounded by. So it feels like he or she, I don't know why I want to say he. Maybe it is a male celebrity musician, but it feels like this person is very, I don't want to say like such a crude way of saying, I was going to say if this person poops, but I was going to say the S word. If this person poops, his soil becomes like it just grows grass, it grows trees, it grows flowers. So like this person can make a mess and still make things out of some, like not things, but just he's very creatively fertile in that sense, where I made this song about going to the restroom and having diarrhea, and like everyone's like, ooh, like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's like touches my heartstrings. It feels like that. Like, this is me being sarcastic, but it feels like they can do really dumb things like that are creative. I'm not saying that this person is dumb, but people would eat it. People eat it up, and they would be like, "You're amazing, congrats, I love it." Like, and this person's like, "Ugh, like this isn't my best work, and you guys still think it's great." Like, I'm just like not messing with you guys, but I'm being a troll. I don't know why I get that vibe, but it feels like that. And then you would be on the right side with the 9 of Pentacles, and it's still green. It feels like you work hard and you're dedicating yourself to making your space look beautiful. It's very like, it's Taurus energy. It's like, it feels like you're kind of well established, so maybe you're mature as well. And I think maybe you might be around the same age, or this artist might be just a tiny bit younger, maybe like 2 or 3 years maybe compared to you. It doesn't feel that much, but it feels like that. Or like it could be like Capricorn, Cancer kind of energy. It's interesting. But I don't see you as icy either, nor this person. It just feels like you guys have your own personalities, and I don't know why I wanted to focus so much on this when it comes to this pile, but your personalities are interesting when it comes to meshing you both together, because I think this person just kind of ignores the compliments, or they're just indifferent to like that flattery. It feels like that energy where it's like, oh, thank you, you love me, thanks, like what else? Oh, you love my work, thank you. Like, they're not so rude, but they're so indifferent. They're not looking at people in the eye. They're not like being affectionate. They're so indifferent to maybe paparazzi, or like people that say like, I love you at concerts. It just feels like this artist is creative. They're good. They're being established. Maybe they're upcoming recent artists. And when I say that, it's like maybe 1 or 2 years or 3 years in the industry. Things like that. But they're kind of making a solid name for themselves. But they're kind of figuring out that their industry doesn't necessarily make them as happy as they thought, because it feels like they're being love bombed. And they're so indifferent to it. It's like, oh, I've gotten it so much that I can't see people I can't take them seriously, because I don't really feel that they love all aspects of me. I just think they like what they see visually. And they're making good money. I think both of you would be a good potential connection in that aspect of like bringing stability. But I also feel you guys wouldn't, not that you wouldn't be overly affectionate, it's just, it feels like you would tread with caution with many things. It's like from both sides. This person wouldn't know whether to take you seriously or not, because it feels like you could possibly offer them nice gifts and stuff, because I do see you as a wealthy off person and you enjoy yourself. You work hard, you play hard, but you love being surrounded by beauty and aesthetics and all these things that they don't know whether you're maybe superficial or not. Or you're just in it for the finances, and they see you like, oh, this person just likes me for my money, or this person likes me because I could make them look good. Things like that. It feels like that, but vice versa, because you look like you come off from a stable environment that they wouldn't mind it. So it feels like, not that you guys would use each other, but it's a tone of, well, we're together because it makes sense. Like, they're not, we could not upscale, what's that word? Elevate, there you go. We could elevate each other more with our connections, with our assets, with who we are in our work and our ethics and stuff, but it feels like a connection, like old-fashioned, I think of the 80s, like the old-fashioned connections of like money and power, and you're just together because, you know, it stays within the same realm of power, right? You're not really going out of your way to meeting somebody that could be a different, like, lower or higher. It feels more like it's lower, like a lower income person, and you would have other sets of like worries to worry about. I think you just would find comfort in the fact that you would know what to expect from them, and they're predictable. I think both of you are very predictable when it comes to your behavior, and it makes you feel both comfortable and it's like established in that connection. That's what it feels like. So I think you guys would be each other's safe choice, or at least this person would consider you a safe choice. But you are someone that's worthy of a love potential. I think you're really attractive. but attractive not only financially, okay? You're attractive in the sense where you invite that you are a connection that it's going to be for the long run. They could see themselves being with you like in a potential long-term relationship. But it does feel like, I don't know why this person just feels more indifferent than you are. I feel like you're more eloquent and soft and someone who can read rooms, and even though you are an earthy person, it just feels like you're so much, there's a difference in your fertile land from this left side and the right side. The green is more vibrant and colorful on the left side, but it feels a little bit more empty and desolate. And then the other corner, the left side, it feels like it's darker hues, but it still feels like it's so much more full of life because there's a variety of things. So it feels like you're much more, not successful, but more so, it feels like you're a connoisseur of life a little bit more than this person. And maybe there's some envy in that, but it feels like this person, they could accept you, but it would take a long time. First off and foremost, it would take a long time to actually consider you. They would take their time to get to know you, and then finally they could, they could commit. But they're so indifferent. They're so indifferent to love and affection and compliments and people that it's just, I don't know, it just feels, I don't like this energy from this person. I feel like you're better off alone, to be honest. You give me such a more self-fulfilled energy than compared to this individual you're thinking about. But again, this is a celebrity crush, so only you can answer that. Or maybe you have more information, but that I don't know, because I obviously don't know who you're thinking about, but you do with that information what you will. So thank you all for watching to the very end. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'll see you soon in a different video. So bye-bye, everybody.